Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Back with you here. We're talking with Tiger McKee from Shootrite Academy. Tiger's one of the great trainers in the country, a really critical thinker about this. And Tiger, I kind of threw it out before we went to the break. And I assume at this point you probably have seen the video of the Montgomery County sheriff who was attacked by this guy. He ended up having to shoot him 12 times to stop him.
You know what? I'm going to have to be honest here. I've kind of disconnected from news and videos and stuff unless somebody like you sends me something and says, Tiger, you need to watch this.
All right. Well, I'll describe it for you.
So break it down for me, sir.
Yeah. All right. This fella he's kind of a driving rampage. He's run into a couple of cars. Sheriff shows up. We've got video of this deal. And this gentleman, he's like a tall guy wearing a sport coat. Weird. He has this longish stick, probably a 4-foot-long stick, and he's walking toward the officer. I'm thinking maybe it's a suicide by cop or a mental situation, but he keeps walking, and this deputy is going backwards, walking backwards, obviously talking to him. And the guy we're now at 4 feet distance, and this guy is wanging away on this deputy, and the deputy still is not shot. He's still moving backwards. This guy is breaking the stick over this deputy, and finally the deputy starts shooting him and shoots him 12 times. The guy finally goes down after the 12th time. And my thought process on that is, there are an awful lot of takeaways there for people. You know, one is, why'd you let him get so close? Because a pistol or a firearm is a force projection system, so you don't have to get in striking distance. You can be killed, you can be badly damaged with one blow from an instrument like that. Also, the whole idea of how many shots is it going to take? We don't know. In this case, and these were all hits. This is not just spraying bullets, because this distance is now at 3 feet.
Right.
He's putting shots into this guy. So he's putting 12 shots into him, probably 2 seconds. That's not an unrealistic amount of time where it takes for somebody to react to bullets, but you can do a lot of damage. And then you have the whole deal, and I was thinking about this, and one of the things I've seen you do and other people do is people shoot at cardboard targets, and their focus goes from the front sight to the target, from the front sight to the target, because they're looking for the hits. When you watch this video, and it's very clear, you never see any indication on this attacker of hits being made. And it's when you know how you will put a T-shirt over a cardboard target so people stop looking at the target? And when you do that, all of a sudden, you can just shoot it all you want to. You can't see any indication of hits. And that's kind of a way of you, and I know you do this to force people to stay on their sights. So that's the scenario. And I'm looking at this and going, I'm not faulting the officer because I don't know exactly what was going on. But
exactly. Yes, sir, for sure.
There are definitely takeaways for the rest of us here. And I would just kind of invite you to, given that description, to kind of give us your thoughts.
Well, like we know, movement is important, right? And the thing is, different departments have different policies on when you can draw your pistol. As a armed citizen, regular civilian, if I wait to draw my pistol until I know I need it, like it's time to shoot now, I've waited too long to draw that pistol. So I'm a big fan of having it in hand, keeping it pointing in a safe direction, not covering anybody. That way, if I do end up needing to shoot it, those hits are going to be quicker. When it comes to engaging the human body, people have a big misconception about how damaging handgun bullets are, right? When it comes to stopping threats, pistols simply do not do a good job. They're underpowered, but they're concealable, so we can carry them with us. But then you also have to think about what areas of the body to engage. One of the big things that I push these days is, if the opportunity exists, get those hits in the pelvis first, because pelvis shots, pretty much 99-point-something% of the people when hit with the pelvis, regardless of caliber, are going to end up going to the ground. Now, a few of those might get back up, but they're the exceptions. If I can put that person on the ground and take away their mobility, that gives me a lot more options.
What about the option of, if you're literally inside of 5 feet, you can start in the upper chest and simply work your way up to between the eyes? Where at that distance, you're probably going to hit him.
The headshot gives us immediate incapacitation if it's a good headshot, but it's a really small area to hit. If it's a frontal view, we're talking about ocular cavity. That's what I call it, between the eyes and the nose. It has to be an accurate, shot, surgical accuracy, let's call it that. Okay. Under stress, even if they're just a few feet away, that, sir, is a difficult shot to make, especially considering the head moves more than any part of the rest of the body.
All right. I also had another thought. I'm thinking about your classes. When a guy's coming at you, and he's just walking. He's not running. He's just walking. And the officer is walking backwards. He's taking steps back. Of course, a guy can move forward faster than you can move backwards. And I'm looking at this and thinking, he could have gone at a 90 or even a 45 toward the guy. And now you talk about breaking up the OODA loop. The guy's got to reorient, make a decision and act at that point. And so and people say, well, why would you move forward? Well, actually, you could move forward on a 45 and still be able to place good hits on him as you're moving around. But now he can't reorient. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
You know what? The only way you can come up with these type solutions is at that point in time. But that's where it comes back to training and repetition practice. So you're pre-programming as much of these things. You're getting as many of the answers in advance to the test.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go all the way back to where we started. You're talking about dry fire practice. Not just in your home, but actually even at a range or somewhere out where you can move. And I'm talking about not a step or two, but you can move 20 feet. Sir. Draw. Don't have to be firing live rounds. Draw. Communicate, and that's one thing people don't practice. And by communicate, we're talking about
commands to the threat.
Yeah, yelling at him, stop right now, stop that, drop the weapon, whatever, while you are moving, while you are drawing, while you are prepping the trigger. You got sights on target. You don't have to shoot maybe yet, but all that you can do with dry fire. It's and that first
get
reaction.
In behind cover that provides you with protection.
Yeah, no, good point. You get in behind cover, practice moving to cover while you are still watching the threat. You don't want to be or looking away from it to try to find cover. You know what? This stuff's complicated.
In psychology, I think the term they call it chunking. Like, movement is not important. Shooting is not hard. Shooting accurately is not difficult. Getting behind cover, once you know the rules and principles, is easy. Communication is simple. But then you start trying to chunk all of those things into one package, your threat response. If you don't have the fundamentals squared away, it's not going to be that great a response.
And then you get in the middle of that, and all of a sudden you have a pistol malfunction. Holy cow,
you got to practice manipulations religiously. Like, your chances of having to clear a malfunction with most pistols is greater than your chances of having to reload the pistol.
The people practice their reloads, but they don't practice their malfunction drills. And why is that? Because it's not much fun.
Sure, we want to go bang, 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 reload, and bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, exactly. Let's put a lot of shots on target. Let's show how fast we can go. And that's where maybe having your practice mags, having dummy ammo, doing drills where you've got malfunctions and you're fixing that, you're working that deal. I mean, you're the only guy I've ever known, or at least the first guy I knew, who said he actually practices his movement when he's going to the refrigerator in his room, getting up from the TV, going backwards. And you say, well, why not? It's an opportunity to practice.
Well, and Gretchen knows I'm a freak, right? So she's grown, she's used to it. The dog and cat just ignore me. But it's all about repetition.
She is a saint. I don't care if you say that she's mean as a snake. I know she's a sweetheart. So there you go. You never get away with that. You know that one, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, this is all like holy cow stuff. Now, are you still taking classes or students? Do you have some availability?
Yes, sir, we do. Like last year, we shifted to just doing only private tutorials. So that can be for an individual or a small group. But it just seems to work better. I like teaching the smaller classes better because you actually get to teach versus just instruct. You get to spend personal time with each student, and they get the attention that they need.
And it could even be a family group that comes to you and train as a family.
That's one of my favorites, yes, sir.
All right, and if to get more information on that, Shootrite is SHOOTRITE. Shootrite.org is Tiger McKee. Tiger, thank you so much for everything you do, and I really appreciate the way you think these things through, and then you can explain them in a way that even I can understand.
Well, it's always an honor being on your show, sir, and I truly appreciate the pleasure of talking with you, as always.
Always fun, and tell that a lovely saint of a wife of yours hello for us.
I'll do it, sir. Y'all have a good day.
All righty, you take care.